If you could erase your memory for one particular movie and a moment from your life to watch and relive it again, which would it be? This is interesting. If you could erase your, and by the way, speaking of movies, y'all got to check out that movie, the poster on the wall there. It's Tucker, A Man in His Dreams. It's actually my favorite business movie now. And it's about this dude that tried to create this car here, and he was like the Elon Musk of the times, I guess, not from a clean tech perspective, but just from an innovation, positive attitude perspective. He wasn't successful, but it was because the big three automakers, one of them lobbied against him and was corrupt. And there should have been a Senate hearing about that, but whatever. It is what it is. But watch that movie if you can. It's emblematic of how to sell and how to have a positive attitude and how to have fun in business as well. Best business movie ever. But your question here is, and I am buying time because I'm thinking of the answer. And that's what teachers do. So, like, teachers will sometimes repeat the question so they can buy time and think of the answer. So the question was, if you could erase from your memory for one particular movie and a moment from your life to watch and relive again, what would it be? Okay, so I guess that's two questions. So I guess the movie I'd erase from my mind is Tucker, so I can watch it again and have that euphoric feeling. Feel it deep down inside. When I watched that movie for the first time, and how Jeff Bridges was so positive all the time, and he sung this song called "Hold That Tiger" in that movie, and that was kind of his get me in a good mood ringtone. And for my MBA students that are on the watching this webcast as well, in our first SMC class, or Sales Marketing Communication class, one of the silly little optional exercises was for you to get a ringtone to get you into that feel good mood for when you're selling, or pick me up. And so for me, actually, that feel good mood is by the ringtone from Imagine Dragons. Welcome to the New Age. I love that. And I think of it whenever I hear my phone ring or the alarm go on. I think welcome to the new you. And it kind of gets me into a peak mental state. So make sure you go out today on your Android handset or iPhone and buy a damn ringtone for $1 or whatever it is. It's a tiny investment. It's worth it to get you in a peak mental happy state all the time. So that's the movie that I would recommend checking out. And I'm actually in a really good mood just thinking of Jeff Bridges now in that movie. That guy's a great actor. He's amazing. In terms of one moment I could relive again, it would probably be, and for those of you who have kids, you'll understand what I'm saying. And for those of you who don't have kids, this will get you really excited. The first time you hold your first kid, the first time, the second your child is born, you unlock an incredible amount of happiness and euphoria that you never thought you could experience. It's like a legalized drug. It's unbelievable. It's like all the serotonin in your brain kicks in times a billion. That happiness you get when you hold your child for the first time is something I wish I could relive over and over and over again. And of course, I feel the same way about my other kids as well. But that's, you'll know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. And I want to pivot now and talk about how to get that feeling again. So if you get out of bed in the morning and you tell yourself you're going to work, then with all due respect, you're doing it wrong. You got to find your raison d'être. What was the reason you were put on this earth? And Mark Twain said the two most important days in your life are, number one, the day you're born, and number two, the day you find out why. Now, if you get out of bed every morning and you do what you love doing, then you don't have a job. And as Confucius said, find an occupation you love, and you'll never have a job for the rest of your life. And what happens is when you're self-employed or you work for somebody else, whatever, but you love doing what you're doing, you feel the same euphoria. Not as good as holding your child, but a little bit of lightning in the bottle. A little bit. And that's why I'm always very passionate about trying to help my students do something that they love doing. Because what's the point of getting up every day for the rest of your life doing something you can't stand? What's the point? And I get it. We have to make money and provide for a family. I get it. I get it. But while you're doing that, try to create a side hustle or find something you're more passionate about so that you can get out of bed every morning in a peak mental state and love doing what you're doing and live your life on your own terms.